This is the plaintiff, Lucia Amoretti. She says she and the defendant used to date, and he owes her for a bed she purchased for him. Now that they've broken up, he's trying to weasel out of paying back the $978.79 he owes. That's why she's suing him. This is the defendant, Patrick Caliendo. He says he paid this woman back when they were still together and has no idea why she filed this lawsuit against him. That's right, the plaintiff's a jealous woman who didn't like a co-worker of his, and now she's trying to get back at him to pay her twice for the bed, and he refuses. He's accused of vexing an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session, and the Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian's presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Amoretti, you are suing Mr. Caliendo, your former boyfriend, for $978.79 you say he owes you. Tell me what happened.
We were in a relationship, Your Honor, when he was going through a financial hardship, so I had agreed to purchase a bed for him on my credit card, my Macy's credit card, because he had bad credit and he couldn't afford to pay the bed outright. So I did purchase the bed on the credit card with the promise that Mr. Caliendo would pay me back. So in order to protect myself, I had him sign a contract. And in the contract we stated if we were together, he would have a year to reimburse me if the relationship continued, because, you know, things happen. And then if we weren't together, he would have 3 months to pay me back.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a paralegal.
Don't mess with the paralegal. Let me see the document.
Absolutely.
What happens? You guys break up?
We broke up on February 14th. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And on that very day, he said he was going to pay me back via text message.
You broke up on what day?
Valentine's Day.
What happened?
Defendant's choice.
But what happened?
Well, we just didn't see eye to eye on certain things.
That couldn't be more vague. You don't think I'm going to stop there, do you? What happened? If she won't tell me, why don't you tell me?
She didn't. So I'm friends with somebody for 2 years. We worked together at a different dealership. My friend needed a job, so I put in a good word for her at my job, and I got her a job. I got her a job at one of our other stores. I sell cars, and we own 2 stores. I got her a job at one of my other stores. We were short-staffed, so they transferred her over to where I work. I didn't tell her. That's on me. I didn't tell her that this person was coming to work.
Why would you have to tell her?
Because she doesn't like this person.
Because?
Not sure. Not sure.
She thinks something was going on?
Probably. Nothing ever happened.
But on Valentine's Day? You guys have to break up on Valentine's Day? That's so horrific.
Well,
it's a made-up holiday anyway, but, you know.
Like she said, she's a paralegal. She called me on Valentine's Day. Hey, one of my clients just got X amount of dollars, and they want to buy a Jeep. But I saw this person's working there. So I was like, yeah, you know, I got her a job at our other store. They transferred her here, but they're going to transfer her back soon. And it just turned into a whole thing. And
did you have plans that night?
Probably not. I was working. And
okay.
I mean, at this point, you know, I'm 50 years old. I'm too old for drama, for jealousy, for any of that. So I was just
okay.
like, you know,
well, were you messing around with that lady?
No.
Okay.
No, that's just it.
All
no.
right, so let's get back to the mattress. Why didn't you have the money for your mattress?
So at the time, I did have the money for the mattress, but she wanted to put it on her credit card, which is fine.
Why would she voluntarily want to put it on her credit card and then go through all this to make sure you pay her back if you have the money?
So at the time, I was...
Why would she want to put it on her credit card instead of you buying it?
So at the time, I was going through a financial hardship, absolutely.
So you didn't have the money?
I did have the money, and I wanted to pay cash for it, but she was like, no, let me put it on my card. I get points. And
okay, so she wanted the points, so then why didn't you just hand her the cash like the next second? Why is there this being signed?
She wanted me to save that money because I was behind on my maintenance for my co-op. She wanted me to use that money towards my maintenance because there was a real threat of me being kicked out of my co-op.
Okay, did you pay her back?
I gave her money here and there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now,
okay.
No.
we were still together at the time. I didn't think I needed
So
a
when did you
receipt.
guys, well, why would you not think that? She couldn't make it more clear that
Because
this was a business transaction and that you were not going to be able to rely on boyfriend, girlfriend, loan gift defenses.
Because I
She
trust
had you sign a document which actually gives you an incentive to stay together if you don't want to pay. Because it says you have a year to pay if we're together. You have 3 months after the breakup to pay if we break up. That it could not be clearer. So you paid her dribs and drabs when?
Over the remainder of our relationship. Now,
What do you mean the remainder? There wasn't much time. This happened
in November, and we broke up in
February
14th.
So by
Valentine's
when
Day.
describe for me how you paid it back. You paid back 100 on a certain day, 20 on another day.
I couldn't give you exact dates, but
by when do you feel you were paid back? Pretty quickly?
Probably after we were broken up. After we were broken up, because I'm sure.
Because you were already paid up by then.
I'm sure she has text messages.
Right. So all
from
your
after.
payments that you would have made would have been while you were still together.
Right.
Right. So then explain to me why there's texts where you say I'll pay you May 14th.
Because I still owed her money, and I did give her
I
some
thought
money
you just
after
said you
that.
were all paid up before you
No,
broke
I
up.
didn't say it was all paid up. I said I still owed her money after that.
How much money did you owe her?
A few $100s.
Oh, let's look at the text. I don't want to paraphrase. March 10th, well after the breakup. Good evening. Please be advised the total amount due is $978.79. Please advise if the balance will be paid in full on May 14th or if you will be making partial payments prior to said date. Balance, answer by you. Balance will be paid in full on May 14th.
Right, the balance will be paid in full.
Right. What balance? Oh, the one she just mentioned a sentence earlier? Because if that's wrong, one would expect your next sentence to be the balance of, and then argue with her about what the balance is. Okay? Come on. You know you didn't pay her back. On top of the fact that you can't afford your own darn bed, she buys you the bed. She goes through this effort to make sure she's not in the same position as most other women in front of me. And then she hands me this, and you look me right in the eye and say, I paid it by then. Oh, no, maybe I had a little bit left. Really? Show me a receipt for any payment.
Again, like I said, I didn't feel I needed a receipt from her.
Why would you feel like you don't need a receipt from
Because
a
I
woman who's a
trusted her.
paralegal who made you sign a contract? Was finances a problem the whole time you were together?
With him, yes.
Yeah.
I did a lot. I went above and beyond. So, yeah, it was a lot of problems. And I'm not blaming him for it. He was really trying, but, you know, you got to draw the line somewhere. A deal is a deal. Don't ignore me. Don't just say you're going to pay me back, and I'm going to pay me back and never pay me back. I have bills, too. I go to work every day. I have bills.
Yes, $978.79. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, both sides, hold on, please.
So, without question, the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get $978 finally from the defendant. Mr. Caliendo, you know, it's interesting. You treated this whole court case almost like a joke. You were smiling all the way through it. What was so funny about it?
There was nothing funny about it at all. Not at all. My smiling is just a nervous reaction.
Because you made it look like it was kind of a joke to you.
It really,
but the point
it really
is,
isn't.
you didn't have proof that you paid her anything, and obviously the judge found against you. Are you
Correct.
surprised that you did?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, I gather it's over between the two of you, right? And this will seal
for
the
sure.
deal.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Now here comes the plaintiff, Ms. Amoretti. You know, the thought is his credit problems should have been a warning to you at the very beginning. What do you think?
Absolutely. And I have to take that into consideration from here on in when I'm generous to someone. But I did protect myself, thank God.
Yeah, you were very smart. Good for you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, you got your money now, and better luck next guy. Okay.
Well, Doug, we've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Text messages can be a smoking gun in cases like this. If you know that a dispute is brewing, or even if you just sense that it might, start sending a text acknowledging your position. It can look innocent, but it could end up making the difference between winning and losing in court.
Why, if a judgment is for the value of a car, does a losing party not get the vehicle? When one of my cars was damaged in a hurricane, the insurance company paid the cost and then took the car from me.
The insurance company keeps the car because the car has value even after it's been totaled. It has salvage value. It can be parted out. That they're going to get some money for that car. They're going to get something for it. So the reality is, when you total a car, you're going to get a check for the value of the car, less whatever the deductible is, maybe a $1,000 deductible, $500 deductible, whatever it is. You're out that. And then the insurance company keeps it and sells it for the salvage value. But if you really, really want the car, you could negotiate with them and say, hey, you know, I'll pay you the salvage value. I got to have that car. I'm sentimentally attached.
But what if you crash into me and a judge tells you you got to pay her the value of the car?
Right.
You want the car for scraps. You want to be able to defray your expenses because you're literally buying the car from me.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I think the person's right.
In that situation,
no one pushes it because no one wants a hunk of junk. But,
exactly.
Yeah,
but some people keep like totaled cars, and they'll make a planter out of them in the yard, or they'll do artwork. I've seen it. Some of them don't actually look that bad, like an old convertible or something that has stuff growing out.
I think you have a legitimate claim if you are paying the item for the value of the item to take the junk, if you wanted to.